You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt, alongside Congressman Matt Cartwright, briefed residents on the COVID-19 case influx within the greater Hazleton area. WYLN's Phil Kaufman has more.
Congressman Matt Cartwright and Mayor Jeff Cassatt came together today to hold a briefing regarding the Hazleton area and the actions and efforts to battle the significance of COVID-19 cases. The congressman began the briefing addressing the top 5 questions in regards to the stimulus relief package and addressed his work with prisons in PA. Lastly, he commented on the reports and complaints of local employees not providing proper protection for their workers.
We've been getting complaints about some of the local employers, warehouses, big factories in the area around Hazleton, employers that employ large numbers of people who live in downtown Hazleton. Going there, not getting enough PPE, personal protective equipment, not having the benefit of the social distancing that we need to be doing as we're doing right now, and as a result, people catching it at work and bringing it home to downtown Hazleton.
He continued also stating that his office has received complaints that local employers are hiring directly from New York City. He will be reaching out to OSHA to investigate both claims. Cartwright also addressed all those still working during this time.
If you're an essential employee and they're not giving you PPE, either construct your own mask as best you can, but make your own judgment about whether that's sufficient, and don't hesitate to complain to your employer that you're not being given enough PPE.
The briefing was turned over to Mayor Cassatt, who used his time to thank all the essential workers and those in healthcare and emergency services, and addressed the current works of the city. He also addressed the importance of simply following CDC guidelines and protecting yourself during this time.
As our number of confirmed cases reaches about 1,000 in the Hazleton area, the number no longer means anything. The testing sites cannot keep up with the demand of the people that need to be tested. Therefore, it's going to skew the numbers anyway. So that positive number does not matter anymore. It's here, it's going to increase and keep getting higher until we follow those guidelines that are set in place by the CDC. The new message should be, do whatever you can to protect your family and friends. That's what's important here. Do not bring the disease home to your children or to your grandparents that are very susceptible to fatality from this disease.
As the briefing came to a close, Cartwright left us with words of encouragement for the coming future.
We'll figure this out. We'll get it done. We'll come together, and we'll keep the American dream alive. We're going to revive this economy in a way that doesn't endanger the lives of people. I have no doubt we're going to figure this out. So bear with us, and let's all work together.
Reporting from Hazleton City Hall, this is Philip Kaufman with WYLN News.
Thanks, Phil. Staying in the greater Hazleton area, one company decided to temporarily close its doors in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Cargill meat processing plant is the 3rd largest employer in the Humboldt Industrial Park and provides case-ready meat products, meaning packaged meat you buy in the supermarket. The local plant chose to take a stand against the spread of COVID-19 and shut down operations Tuesday.
3 weeks ago, before anyone else was doing it, they were taking temperatures and doing a questionnaire with employees, and we've been using them as an example for the other industrial parks. We have thousands of employees that are going into a building together, elbow to elbow, sharing workspace.
Cargill Protein employs over 800 people to process meat daily. Now, those employees can follow social distancing guidelines from home for at least 7 days. Local lawmakers continue to urge companies to follow in Cargill's footsteps and halt production for the sake of community health and safety.
We have routine and daily conference calls with the business community, specifically in our industrial parks.
If other plants would be willing to just hit the pause button, allow workers to stay home, then we can flatten this curve.
Cargill Protein North America stated the shutdown will allow their company to minimize the impact of COVID-19 and continue to follow health department guidelines. Although a difficult decision for their team, their values are guiding their actions. Luzerne County officials reached out to Governor Tom Wolf's office for the assistance after confirmed coronavirus cases continue to spike. The governor responded by saying he has no intention of sending the National Guard to Hazleton to enforce the current curfew. Wolf activated members of the Guard to help set up mobile hospitals and assist emergency management across the state. Luzerne County Manager David Pedri will continue to communicate with the governor's office if COVID-19 cases continue to climb. A Hazleton man was cited after violating several traffic laws in the city. Police have been on the lookout for illegal ATV activity on the city's roadways. A reward was even offered by the mayor's office for the identities of the violators causing dangerous situations for other motorists and residents.
Ride them where you're supposed to be, you know, that you're safe, not only for themselves, but also for the residents. Like up here in the Heights, they're up on Poplar Street, and we have kids up here playing, chasing the ball, and they might get run over.
Now, as a result of patrols, 25-year-old Victor Ortega was observed in the area of South Church Street driving on an illegal off-road dirt bike. It was also discovered that his license was suspended. The motorcycle was impounded, and he received numerous citations. A Union Township man will fill the seat previously held by the late Frank Staudenmeyer as Schuylkill County Commissioner. 66-year-old Baron Boots Hetherington will serve at least until the end of 2023 when Staudenmeyer's term runs out. Hetherington owns B&R Farms and has extensive experience in many government aspects. Commissioner George Halkovich said Hetherington has big shoes to fill, but knows that Boots is up for the challenge. School employees within the Diocese of Scranton were notified that they'll be seeing some pay cuts. The 10% pay reduction comes as the diocese continues to face a decrease in both donations and tuition revenue. Schools within the Scranton Diocese began remote learning March 16th, when the governor ordered schools statewide to close because of COVID-19. The salary reduction goes into effect May 11th. The governor ordered flags throughout the Commonwealth to fly at half-staff to honor victims of the coronavirus pandemic. Wolf said this cruel disease will not give us a respite to mourn. He went on to say the virus prevents us from honoring the victims at funerals and wakes alike, and hopes lowering flags statewide provides some solace to grieving families and friends. Flags should be lowered at half-staff until a date is announced or the crisis has subsided. The Columbia County Coroner's Office released info regarding coronavirus-related deaths. 3 deaths were referred to the office for review. The first death reported was that of a 56-year-old man April 4th. The second was an 87-year-old man that died April 5th. And the third was 77 years old and died the morning of April 7th. All 3 fatal victims were residents of the Berwick Retirement Village. Senate approved emergency measures yesterday to help local governments out during the COVID-19 crisis. Senate Bill 841 would allow local governments to be flexible with property tax deadlines until August and waive fees and late penalties if they're paid in full by the end of 2020. Also under the bill, local governments are allowed to conduct meetings remotely, and notaries are given emergency authorization to notarize documents remotely as well. Coming up on Wyln News, some Blessed Holy Week options and game-changing political news. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Lorelai, and I'm 7 years old, and tomorrow is going great.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. If you want to take advantage of the President's Day sales event, get down here and see the savings. Save on Jeep Cherokee. Save over $4,000. Save over $5,000. Save over $5,000 on a Cherokee. Check out these prices on new Rams. Save over $10,000. 10 grand? 10 grand? Holy smokes, what are you guys doing? And if a new one's not on your budget, check out the colors on these Jeeps. How about that Ram up there? So come take advantage of the savings at the President's Day sales event and see why we take the deals the other guys won't.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Looking for information on the coronavirus pandemic? Make sure it's from a reliable source. Go to WYLNTV.com and click on the Lehigh Valley Health Network banner for the real facts about the coronavirus pandemic. And watch WYLN News live at 5:30 for updates on this ongoing crisis. The source matters now more than ever. WYLN, we're your local network.
Churches remain closed to congregations physically during this pandemic. However, the faithful can still attend services right from the comfort of their living rooms during Holy Week. WYLN will broadcast church services from both St. Peter's Cathedral in Scranton and Christ Lutheran Church in Hazleton from this Holy Thursday through Easter Sunday. You can check out the times and dates up on your screen now or visit our WYLN News Facebook page. From our family to yours, we wish everyone a blessed and healthy Easter and Passover holiday. Churches are using technology and media to continue communicating with their congregations, especially during Holy Week. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich spoke with a local pastor who knows when and where to tune in.
Holy Week begins with Palm Sunday and ends with Easter, where Jesus is risen from the dead to fulfill God's promise to mankind. For the faithful, it is a time of both joy and sorrow, symbolic of what the world is now facing.
It's been an interesting process with this coronavirus. Obviously, we can't gather together for activities and particularly for worship, which has been a hardship for us. But there are so many other hardships, it pales by comparison.
Churches, including Christ Lutheran in Hazleton, are rising up to the challenge to keep in contact with their congregations.
What we have been able to do is using telephone and social media, we've been able to stay in touch with many of the members.
The community will be able to see services right here on WYLN during Holy Week.
This Friday, Good Friday, we will be holding a service entitled The Way of the Cross. And it's a series of readings and prayers and music that really draws our attention to Christ's suffering and death. In addition to that, Sunday morning at 10:30, we will be celebrating the resurrection of our Lord, Easter Sunday, and it will be different again without a congregation present, but the resurrection occurs nonetheless.
Pastor Lupo sums it up that it is a journey from fear to joy.
Yeah, I think one of the messages that is certainly appropriate for this time is the message of the angel at the tomb, which is, do not be afraid. Now, we can say that to one another, and it may not mean a great deal, but when it's on the lips of our Lord or on his messenger, then it carries a lot of weight. Do not be afraid, because new life has come into the world and will overcome not only the forces of sin and death, but also the forces of something as terrible as this coronavirus.
So remember to tune in Good Friday at 2 p.m. and Easter Sunday at 10:30 for a live service from Christ Lutheran Church. A rebroadcast will be available later on Easter at 4:30. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. A major retailer donated protective masks for Hazleton first responders and hospital workers. 20,000 masks were donated to healthcare workers by American Eagle Outfitters in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Over 40 fire and police departments, hospitals, nursing homes, medical facilities, and ambulance companies throughout the greater Hazleton area received the gear. Small businesses impacted by COVID-19 can apply now for funding to put their employees back on payroll or avoid laying them off in the first place. Congress passed the $2 trillion CARES Act stimulus package March 25th, but program rules weren't released until last week. A $349 billion forgivable loan program called the Paycheck Protection Program is included in the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. It allows businesses with under 500 employees to borrow up to $10 million for covering up to 2 months of some operating costs, while at least 75% must be used for payroll. If borrowers play their cards right, they won't have to repay those loans. Geisinger Health Plans waiving all out-of-pocket costs for members receiving in-network inpatient treatment for COVID-19, meaning GHP members hospitalized after testing positive for COVID-19 will not have any deductibles, copays, or coinsurance for treatment during their inpatient stay. Copays and other cost sharing for outpatient visits may apply based on a member's specific benefits. Members should call their primary care doctor's office or Geisinger's novel coronavirus hotline at 570-284-3657. General questions and info regarding COVID-19 can be found at geisinger.org/coronavirus. Former Vice President Joe Biden officially has a clear shot at the Democratic nomination after Senator Bernie Sanders dropped from the presidential race. Sanders made an official announcement late this morning to suspend his campaign, which makes Biden the last man standing. Now, we turn our focus to November, where we'll see the showdown between Biden and Trump for the presidency. Coming up on Delano's News Choice, we stay hydrated this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. Plus, it's trout season. Surprise. Stay with us.
CARES is a local and family-owned agency dedicated to providing exceptional services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities throughout Pennsylvania. CARES specializes in day and residential services, respite, home and community, behavior supports, and chaperone vacations. At CARES, the participants are the VIPs. CARES, empowering individuals to maximize their opportunities and potential in their community.
There are 125 used car dealers in town, but there's only one Churras. Quality vehicle since 1954. Voted the best used car dealer. Check out their inventory, see something you like, take a test ride. Churras Auto Sales. Call 570-454-7229.
Have your event with Whitetail, graduation, birthday, bachelor, reunion parties? They have the most tranquil backyard experience with beautiful mountains in the background. If your company or business wants a different alternative to a golf outing, they have outings that can accommodate you. You can have the entire facility to yourself. They will work with you to set up your day of events. Sporting clay competitions, trap and wobble trap games, skeet. After a day of shooting, you'll return to a meal designed for you. Call Mike at 570-535-6123 for available group options.
WYLN presents Community Update on the Coronavirus, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. with rebroadcast at 7 p.m. and 10 a.m. the following morning. Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, PBS 39, Adams Outdoor, and WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN, and it's Wednesday, which means Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And today we are on location at the Health and Wellness Center with registered dietitian Molly Sweeney, who is here to talk with us today about the importance of staying hydrated. Now, Molly, How do we know that we are hydrated?
So with hydration, your mouth is wet, your urine is clear, and if you were to pinch your skin, it generally goes back to normal rather quickly.
And I know a lot of people will be concerned about dehydration. It can vary from, super severe to just, I'm kind of getting there, maybe I should do something to almost prevent it. What are those types of signs?
So initially, if your mouth is dry and you're thirsty, that's already a token that you're dehydrated. But other things, severe dehydration, which is a medical emergency, your heart rate tends to increase, your blood pressure tends to decrease, you're mentally foggy.
And the mentally foggy thing, definitely a big thing to watch for, because obviously if you're not in it, hopefully someone around you is in it and is able to call for help. How can we just avoid all of that dehydration together?
Making sure that you're maintaining your hydration status with water, with different, even fruits. Fruits have a lot of water inside of them. General rule of thumb is for however many calories you consume throughout the day, that should be equal amount of milliliters of water daily.
Now, is there anything else besides water? I know like Gatorade, but I know it's very salty as well.
Right. So sometimes that's also okay, because if you're losing a lot of sweat in the heat, that salt loss you can replenish with something like a sports drink, like Gatorade, like Powerade. That's acceptable.
And soda, big avoid. I know I love the bubbles, but soda's not good to stay hydrated.
No, soda and sugar-sweetened beverages like fruit juices are not thirst quenching. They are not rehydrating. They will actually make your dehydration worse.
And I know that the saying goes, stay thirsty, my friends, with alcohol is a big one as well. And especially with this summer heat coming up, and going to be continuing on all through August and September.
Right, so with alcohol, make sure that you're also drinking regular water in addition. So if you do an alcoholic beverage, try to have a water alongside of it.
Now, is there anything else that you want to really resonate with viewers, about hydration? And it's super important, because that's, as soon as you're dehydrated, it's kind of like a downscale from there.
Right. So it's important that humans drink water, but if you have a four-legged friend, make sure that you have water for them ready to go too.
You heard it here. Stay hydrated and don't wait until you're thirsty. Make sure to keep up with all of your water and replenish everything that you've lost within this heat wave. Thank you so much for talking with us today, Molly. And thank you for watching, everyone out there, on this Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you next time in Community and You here on WYLN.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
In these uncertain times, you need to know what's really going on. The source matters now, more than ever. So turn to WYLN for up-to-the-minute information on social media, TV news updates at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m., and WYLN News live at 5:30. Live local news and breaking news when it happens. WYLN TV 35, we're your local network.
Surprise, it's trout season. Why surprise? Well, it came 11 days early. The Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission made the decision to open the gates statewide Tuesday to discourage planned gatherings, minimize travel, and reduce the threat of poaching in waters that have already been stocked. Fishermen are also reminded to practice social distancing. Those 16 and up who have yet to purchase a license and trout stamp can do so at an open retail location or online at fishandboat.com. And Pennsylvania hunters can expect some Sunday hunting this November. The Game Commission picked November 15th for archery deer season, November 22nd for bear hunting, and November 29th for rifle deer season. Governor Wolf signed the Sunday hunting bill last year, and the decision was finalized just yesterday. Knoebels opening day gets yet another pushback until further notice. That includes everything from campground and cottage reservations to company picnics and special events, as well as their park and Three Ponds golf course. However, Knoebel Lumber is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Nickel Plate Bar and Grill is open daily for takeout, 4 to 8 p.m. New reservations are being accepted for June 1st through November 1st, but can be modified based on the actual park opening date. Staff is available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. by calling 800-487-4386 or emailing contact@knoebels.com. The most up-to-date information can be found at knoebels.com/COVID-19. That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. You can get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page or WYLNTV.com by clicking the LVHN banner for the real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. Look at today's weather as next here on WYLN TV.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow